here, and today we are going to be learning about a new food. But before we get started, we are going to go over our classroom agreement, and our classroom agreement only has two parts to it. So, number one, when Miss Nekia is reading, we need everyone to be listening. When Miss Nekia is speaking, we need everyone to be listening. And if you have a question, be sure to raise your hand. Yes, definitely raise your hand. And number two, so we will be learning about a new food. This may be a food that you've had before. This may be a food that's new to you. This may be a food that you think looks cool. This may even be a food that you think may look a little funny to you. So in that case, we always have to be sure to not yuck anyone's yum. So yucking someone's yum would mean you look at a food that they're eating and you're like, ew, I don't like that. Or a food that you're about to try and you're like, ew, this looks gross, yuck, nasty. Instead, we just say, it's not for me. Can I hear you guys say that? It's not for me. One more time. It's not for me. So when you're saying it's not for me, you're able to express that this is a food that you're not really interested in, but you're not hurting in any one of your friends' feelings, because sometimes if you say yuck to something that someone likes, it may make them feel a little sad. So we want to protect everyone's feelings. So in this box, it may look like a normal tissue box, but this is actually a mystery box. So in this mystery box, you can find the food that we will be learning about today. So we're doing this virtually. It's a little different, but we're going to use our 5 senses to try to help us figure out what is in this mystery box. So we are going to start off using our hands, and this is our feeling and touch sense. So stick your hand in. I'm feeling, it feels like something that's soft, kind of small. What do you think could be a food that we talk about today that's soft and kind of small? You said a bean? We'll see. So now we will try listening to see what is in here. So I give the box a little shake. Doesn't really make a loud noise. Not too loud. What do you think could be in here that's a food that doesn't really make a loud noise? You said a grape? We shall see. So now we are going to use our sense of smell. I don't smell anything. What's a food that doesn't really have a smell? You said a carrot? We'll see. So now we have 2 left. Let's take a look. It is spinach. Who knew it was spinach? Everybody knew? I knew you knew. I knew you knew. So today we are going to be learning about spinach, and for our 5th sense, it is taste, but we are going to leave that till the end of the lesson. We're not going to taste it just yet, but let's take some time to appreciate this beautiful spinach leaf. What color is it? It's definitely green. And if you look at the spinach leaf, you can see that it has a leafy part right here, and it comes with a stem. So spinach grows in the ground, grows from the ground. This stem is when you're watering plants. This is kind of like a straw, and it sucks the water from the ground, and it goes into these little lines, if you can see the little lines of the spinach, and helps to water it and helps it to grow. So I'm curious to know, Has anyone ever eaten spinach before? Raise your hand if you did. I definitely have had spinach before. Spinach is actually one of my most favorite foods. So, I see some friends didn't put their hands up, which is totally fine. This is why we're being introduced to it today, and that's why we will be trying it today. So, I knew that there would be some friends that didn't have it. So, just give me a second. You sure will. So, for my friends that have had spinach before, where have you had it at? Oh, I had some really good answers. So someone said they had it at home. Someone said they had it at school. Someone said they had it when they went out to eat, which is amazing. So now you guys get to say that you had it with Miss Nekia. So we are going to transition into our next activity. So by a show of hands, let me know who likes to read books. Okay, great. I see everybody. Now, who likes to exercise? Oh, I see everybody again. And one last question. Who likes to eat healthy foods? Everybody again. So I'm so glad you are in my classroom. You are definitely in the right place. So for our next activity is a suggested book read. So Miss Nekia is not going to read a book herself, but I do have some suggestions for you all that you can read. So this book right here goes by the name of Oliver's Vegetables. It is written by Vivian French and illustrated by Allison Bartlett. I have another book suggestion. It is Muncha Muncha Muncha, and it is written by Candace Fleming and G. Brian Karras. Another great book to read. And last but not least, The Ugly Vegetable, which is written by Grace Lynn. So there are so many different books that you can read. These are just some suggestions from Miss Nekia. So I am going to give you a few moments to go ahead and read your book, and we will be back with the next activity. And we're back. So how was that book read? I'm very interested to know what you guys read. Did you read any of my suggested books? Did you read any books on your own? Did you have a reading partner? Did you read the book yourself? What did you learn? Wow, that's great to know. I'm so glad that you guys enjoyed that reading time. So, one of the other questions that Miss Nekia had was who likes to exercise. So while it's very important to eat healthy, it is also important to pair that with physical activity. So I know you guys were sitting down for a while reading those books. Now I want you to be able to get up and move around a little bit. Move around, shake those sillies out. So Miss Nekia has an activity. And for this, we have to use our imagination. So with our imagination today, we are going to be a spinach plant. Who's ever wanted to be spinach? Me. So for this activity, I call it Ready, Set, Grow. So there are 3 steps to this activity. So you want to get down, crunch down really small. This is kind of like you're a seed in the garden and you're getting ready. You're getting ready to grow. So right now you're at ready, and then you put your arms out. This is set. This is when your seed is beginning to sprout. It is not a full plant yet, but you can see when it's starting to grow. So we have our ready, we have our set. And then after being watered and having our sun and being nurtured, we grow. And we're nice, big, and tall. So let's try that out. Again, So we have our ready, we're a seed, we have our set, we are a sprout, and then we grow as a full plant. So we have our ready, set, grow. Ready, set, grow. Ready, set, grow. And ready, set, grow. A little faster. Ready, set, grow. Ready, set, grow. Ready, set, grow. Ready, set, grow. A little slower. Ready, set, grow. Ready, set, grow. Ready, set, grow. And ready, set, grow. Faster again. Ready, set, grow. 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 You guys did so amazing. Miss Nekia is actually a little out of breath, so along with eating healthy and exercising, you want to make sure you have plenty of water. So we can get a little relaxed, slow it down, calm it down. We did some really good heart pumping. We want to bring ourselves back to relaxation. And great. So, to learn a little bit more about spinach, out of all the foods that Miss Nekia could have talked about, why would Miss Nekia pick spinach? Why do you think that is? It is healthy. It's such a great healthy food. It is so good for our bodies to grow. It's so good to help us run super fast. It's so good for us to fight off colds. So, spinach is a superfood. It actually has something in it called vitamins and minerals. Can you say vitamins? Vitamins. And can you say minerals? Minerals. So these are tiny particles that can be found in foods that will help us to grow big and strong. So the more vitamins and minerals that are in a food, the better they are for us. So at this time, I want to know, has anyone ever seen this before? Does anyone know what this is? Someone said a plate. It's a plate. It's definitely a plate, but this plate has a really special name. Does anyone know this really special name? So, like Miss Nekia, I'm a miss, but I also have a proper name. So this is a plate, but it has a proper name. Yes, this is my plate. Great job. I'm so glad that you knew what this was. So yes, this is called my plate. Can I see you guys say my plate? My plate. So what my plate is, it basically helps us to sort out food families. There's foods that are very similar, and it helps us to group these different foods into their different families. So what we are needing to do is we got to figure out which food group, which space on my plate would you find spinach. So it's going to go on a part of this plate with foods that are similar to it. There could be different foods that are similar, but this one food group is so much more similar than the rest. So let's start over here. Over here we have our dairy foods. Typically dairy foods, they come from cows and they have a lot of calcium. Do you think spinach can come from a cow? Cows probably eat spinach, but spinach wouldn't be in the dairy group. So let's keep going. So we have the protein group. Protein foods, a lot of times, are foods that can come from animals, but not always. So, protein foods are foods like chicken and eggs and peanut butter. Do you think spinach is similar to chicken, eggs, and peanut butter? I don't think so either. So let's keep going. So right here, we have the grains group. So grains foods are foods that are similar to breads. They have a lot of fiber in them. So grains foods are foods like bread, cereal, rice. Do you think spinach is a lot like bread and cereal and rice? Right. They probably taste really good if you eat them together, but spinach is not a grains food. So now, let's go to the fruits group. Fruits are super healthy. Fruits help us grow big and strong, but fruits typically grow on trees. And remember when we did our sprouting activity? Did spinach grow from trees? Yes, they did grow directly from the ground. So spinach and fruits are really, really similar, but spinach is not a fruit. So now we are at the vegetable group. So vegetables are foods that grow from the ground. They are made up from the different parts of a plant. They help to make the parts of a plant, and they are super healthy for us. And some examples of vegetables are right on this plate. We have broccoli. We have carrots that grow right from the ground. Gotta pull them up. And we have some peppers. Do you think spinach could be a vegetable? Let's think about this. So, there are five food groups on this plate. We said no to dairy, which is blue. We said no to protein, which is purple. We said no to grains, which is a brownish orange. We said no to fruit, which is red. And vegetable is the only one left. And on top of that, vegetables grow from the ground. Do you think spinach could be a vegetable? I think so too. I think so too. We figured it out. So spinach is definitely a vegetable. You guys did some really, really good investigation. So in the investigation spirit, we're on to our last activity. So to continue investigating, Miss Nekia is ready to do some tasting. So remember earlier when we did our mystery box activity, we used our 5 senses to figure out what could be in the mystery box. And the only one we didn't do was taste. But I still would like to continue with the first 4 steps of the 5 senses before we get to tasting. I want to try it out while we can actually see the spinach, because before it was a mystery when we were doing it. So I actually have a few spinach leaves and I have a sauce. So there's different sauces and dressings that you can try with your spinach. I definitely recommend you to try it without it first so you can have the really, really good taste of the spinach. But sometimes it's definitely fun to use a sauce. So I have a low fat, low sugar raspberry vinegar red, and it's great. So to start with our 5 senses, we are using our eyes. Again, what color is spinach? It's definitely green. We see the stem, which we said was like a straw, and we see the leafy part, and I would say like the veins of the spinach where the water goes through. So using our eyes. So now, let's use our nose. You smell anything? I can't really say that I smell anything. I do smell this raspberry vinaigrette, but I don't really smell anything for the spinach. So now, let's touch. How does the spinach feel? Is it rough? Is it soft? Is it cold? Is it hot? I say it's pretty smooth. The stem's kind of hard, but pretty smooth for the most part. So now, let's listen to our spinach. We're not going to stick it in our ear, but we're going to stick it around our ear. We don't want it to touch our ear. So I'm listening. Don't hear anything. Do you hear anything? Waving it. Nope. Doesn't make any noise. So now we have used our sight. We have used our touch. We have used our hearing. We have used our smelling. Now it is time to taste. So on the count of 3, I need you with me to try out our spinach. So 1, 2, 3. I love it. I'll give you guys some time to try it out. See how you like it. In the meantime, I'm going to have another one. And I'm doing the happy dance. When I like food, I do a little dance. So you can do a happy dance with me if you like the spinach. Wait, I just heard a friend say yuck. Friend, remember. Friends, let's help our friend out. What do we say? It's not for me. Yes. So I knew that there would be some friends that didn't really like the spinach, which is totally fine because we are all different, but we just want to be respectful to all of our friends. For those of you that did or perhaps didn't like the spinach, let's try it with our sauce if we have one. Didn't want to chew off my mouth full, but that was superb. I love the spinach with the sauce, and I love the spinach without the sauce. So at this time, if you are loving spinach, let me see thumbs up. I see a lot of thumbs up. Okay. So if spinach was okay, maybe it was just like, didn't really like it. You had to have it with the sauce to like it, or maybe you need another try. That's totally fine. And thumbs down if spinach is not for you. And again, it's totally fine. So, believe it or not, Miss Nekia was once a kid before. And guess what? Let's keep this a secret. I didn't really like spinach. I didn't. I really didn't. But as I grew and I found out about different sauces, and I had it in different ways, because you can have spinach in so many different ways. This way that we're having it today is called raw spinach. It's not cooked. So you can have spinach that is cooked. You can have spinach with your chicken. You can have spinach stuffed inside of your chicken. There's so many ways to have spinach. And just with me learning about how healthy spinach is for me, that made me kind of like weigh out my options. I was like, okay, so I don't really like spinach that much, but the fact that I know that it's so healthy for me, I'm still going to try it. Because there's some foods that taste really, really yummy, but they're not always good for us. And they're not always good for our teeth. Spinach is so good for our bodies, and spinach is so good for our teeth. So you just got to keep in mind that sometimes some things are going to be way better for you, and you have to kind of get used to the taste or try the taste in different ways. So this is actually it for me today. I totally enjoyed this lesson. Please reach out to me with any questions. Please send any pictures. Please feel free to comment. I really would appreciate your feedback. And until next time, see you later.